we're going to do that again. Poetry. Disturbance. We can close it out with that.
Something for your mind, your body, and your soul.
Judging myself, exiling myself, a miscarriage, why wasn't she barren? Because of my parental unit, I wasn't excluded. Mother Nature, birth danger, I'm a stranger, roger that ranger. A war zone, I'm ready for the enemy. I look inside, self-destruction, I've always been against me. In this world I toss and turn, I'm so concerned with my well-being. I'm already bleeding, I know that I'm leaving. My point is so blank, my life has no rank. It's empty, it's sank, no gas in my tank. Where am I going? It's always annoying. With my steps, I feel the stretch is hard to catch. Don't know what's next. I'll mark the X and start to flex. Clean up this mess. It's so compressed. I failed. My heart is well. No misunderstanding. Why am I still standing? I'm here. I want to be moved. No questions was asked. Not making this last. I declare I will choose. I'm done with these screws. My path has a past. I want to erase. Forget this whole place. It doesn't make sense. I'm trapped in this fence. I'll get my vengeance. Make wrong into right. Don't care who's in sight. The first 48. I'm on the flight 8. Drop a dime. They'll solve the crime. I see my time. A lonely Spencer. My love gets denser. It's cold. High on winter. It's deep like a splinter. A commitment. I resent this. I can't chance it. No more enhancement. I would stand this. I decline to these antics. I'm on the edge. Can't drop. I'm already dead. I already fled. The notes in my bed. You see it's in red. Goodbye. I hear all the cries. My exit arrived. I've been trying to break. My spirit can't wait. Let my flesh deteriorate. Mrs. Coffin take my place. Inside my bones will shake and soon they'll marinate. In the sky I get so high I can't let go. My skeleton will show when the zombie will grow. I'll return to the ground. Adam's ashes are a classic.
Talk shoes. Recorded live.
Yes. Gonsu, Tarif Unc L, in the proper noun, the involuted tyrosinase photonic inventor L, in the verb. This episode for November the 7th, December the 7th, 2013. Again, December the 7th, 2013. We've completed the space episode, the in the beginning episode, and now we're on time. All right, so we're going to go ahead and deal with these precepts of time, and the information from time is going to come from 3 different sources. One is going to come from the Nature of Nature. We're dealing with Afro Uno. 2 is going to come from Time Walker. And 3 is going to come from our master teacher, Dr. Malachi Z. York L., our Nubian nation of Moors, definitely. So, the purpose of this is a lot of times we're dealing with things. I'm going to wait for the episodes to deal with things in the material. Before you deal with the lower frequencies, the lower The other part was the all. We did the episode on the all. You have to have these things in place because, again, when you are learning, all right, it's no use of learning without the fundamental or the foundational principles to build upon. A lot right now, 2013, there is information from so many religious groups, so many metaphysical groups, so many intellectual groups, so many cultural groups. There is so much that is coming to the people. So my purpose and intent is to go over the substantial information so that you have the proper things to build upon. And, this, again, could be in its core study mechanism. A lot of this you're going to have to research because, again, I'm not going to spend a lot of time explaining because it would actually, I would have to have an etymology or a thesaurus book. So, people that's going to be studying this audio, you do have the capabilities with any audio to hit pause, rewind, and so forth. Go look up words. Go find the etymology dictionary, the layman's term for things that you're not particularly familiar with, So, all right. Now, just, just reading, I guess, I'm going to start with, I'm going to go ahead and start with the nature. I think the rest of the time information is dealing with the planet Earth, per se, and how things is perceived here. So I'm going to go ahead and start at the top and then move on to a lot of, down towards the things that people is familiar with basic, I guess they consider what time is. All right, so page 38 from the nature of nature, right? All right, time by definition is the continuity of the existence of space and matter. All right, and, I am considerate, so I will try to, always get clarification of things and just because certain words draw a blank for others, I, just try to give a more layman's term definition. Continuity. That means perpetualness of existence of space and matter. Okay, you got to remember that space is a vacuum, all right? And we're going to get to the episode of what matter, matter is. But, again, matter is things, that's the sum of things. There's manifestation and things have come about into existence from a smaller scale to a more physical scale, all right? Now, time purpose is part of the triad of existence, all right? It's part of the triad of existence of space, matter, and time. It's meant to be the duration. It's the measurer of all right? You look at time as, when people or anything deal with time is dealing with the measurer of all. It's meant to be the continuity of all. It's going to continue. It is also to be the ager of all. It's going to continue all. It's dealt with. Time is dealing with continuity. When something continues, as soon as something continues, that means time. For the word continue, that emphasizes time. For something to age, that emphasizes time. So you have the continuity and the ager of all. To be the everlasting preserver and prime keeper of space and matter. Okay. When you say the everlasting preserver, to preserve something, again, it means to keep, to hold. So when you look at time, all right, time is going to keep the matter that falls into space. Okay, soon as matter meets in the vacuum of space, time occurs. But the thing is, the time already exists. Is the fact that these things are perpetual. All right. Now, and it's also to be the eternity of nature. All right. Okay. The law of time is infinite. The law of time is infinite in all directions. Whatever direction you want to try to go in, time is infinite there. It's eternal. And it's absolute. Again, look in your etymology, thesaurus, for different meanings of eternal and absolute. It provides continuity for nature. That's what time does. Time provides continuity for nature. It's a duration, measurement of nature. Duration, which means while things is going about, is a measurement of nature. Again, is the ager of nature, is the endless preserver and prime keeper for nature. Time is perfect. It provides continuity of existence for space and matter, since time is continuation of both. Time is the continuation of both. Continuity of space, time is constant. Even though on Earth, people have to break time down. Time in its primordial sense is constant. But with matter, time is constant. It has a variant and it's changeable. Even regardless if it has a variable and it's changeable, it's still constant. All right? Time never had a beginning, and it could never had an end, because space and matter never had a beginning and would never have an end. You gotta, this is fundamental. This is you have to get this in place in order to wrap your head completely around time. Okay? Now, that is from the nature of nature. And I have a very keen sense of discernment, even though I may discern what this means. Some may have to discuss it. Some may think that it's wrong and think that something's left out. But again, I have full discernment, which means comprehension of what is being brought forward. And that's my purpose to bring to you. Time is an English word, time, right? The word comes from atom, or atom, right? time. What you do is you overlay the consonants, because all vowels are replaceable. So atom is A, quote, T, U, quote, M. Time is quote, T, I, quote, M, E. So again, your two main letters is T, M, and then that is your the foundational principle for time. Now, from the teachings of Time Walker, all right, states that the world cannot calculate. When you're dealing with Time Walker is dealing with the speed of light. Okay? Because now we got to bring in the function of light. I'm just going to bring in the function of light. You don't have to. A component will have to function 1.5 times the speed of light in order to calculate the speed of light. A component, in order to calculate the speed of light, it has to function at 1.5 times. Now, what I'm going to read to you is bullet points. You can always go look up Time Walker and read the surrounding material of it. But I am going to give the bullet points because, again, I want to give the substantial information, but I want people to be able to research. You know, people's attention spans, I always say, is short. So you're not going to be able to give people a whole bunch of information and they're going to be able to remember everything. They're going to have to be able to take a little bit what you give them and go research it. Colors travel faster and slower than the speed of light, and gravity travels faster. Let me say this in another way. Colors and gravity travel faster, and there are some colors that travel slower than the speed of light. Now, Time Walker gives some numerical values dealing with the Native American and Indian culture that is, is not given the source of, but I still will share it with you so you have the opportunity to go and do your math and calculations on your own, and if you choose not to, that's your choice. If you choose to accept it, that's your choice too. What was given is that there's 181 parts. 181 parts is half a calendar year. 181 divided by 12 equals 15.5 atoms. That's in a 3,000 time cycle. Again, was not provided with where 3,000 came from. That is ancient Native American Indian culture. Divided by 15.0333 equals 198.89503 years. And the reason that was given, to explain the reason why that mathematical equation was given, is because, normal society had equated time to being the speed of light being 186,000. All right? So now, 198.89503 divided by 2 equals 99 years, 163 days. 8 hours, 13 minutes, 52 seconds was the cycle of time. Now, again, these measurements and times are given, this is before what you have been taught and given from, our light-skinned cousins, a.k.a. Caucasians, Europeans. Time Walker doesn't walk on light, but deals with time, right? The time, moving from minute sunrise to sunset, west to east, we use 181 1/12 atom for 24 hours a day. 24 hours times 60 equals 1,440 minutes divided by 181 equals 7.9558011 minutes. Now, just given that mathematical equation, again, go research Time Walker or ask for it. Light, now we're moving to light from the sun because, just want to give people the prelude. Don't want to just jump into something else. When we're dealing with time, especially dealing on the earth, you're dealing with light from the sun, all right? Reaching the planet, the moon, and so forth. All right, so the light from the sun it said, to the earth is 93 million miles away. The ancients had it as 194,826.39. Civilization used 186,000 again. The Native American or Indian stated that light is a byproduct of time. This is very important, in your discernment of what time is, and the fact that it was given by ancient peoples that light is a byproduct of time. So it ages. What comes next is what you have is time dimension. Time dimension is the aging process. Okay? From the earth to the sun equals 93 million miles. Times 2 times pi equals 584,335,740 miles. Your next equation is for your number of days, 365.2408. That is 1,599,864.2 miles per day, or 66,661.008 miles per hour, or 1,111.0168 miles per minute, or 18.
What's the etymology of the word time? We speak on being on time. Being on time is the same as being within the all. Being a part of all. Like I said, not losing your way. That's the part of when you're saying time, we're substituting the etymology of words for God or creator. But time comes from a tune. Just drop and substitute and rearrange vowels, and you get time being a tune. But what I wanted to go in on was 4. We look at 2 titles in this realm of manifestation, right? Okay, so we know there's a beneficial title and there's a trustee title. Right now, trustee titles have benefits to it and it has liabilities. Beneficiary titles have no liabilities. You know what I'm saying? Only in the equitable, positive realm. Now, the whole thing is, since we're in an environment and there's 2 type of things going on. You have male and females, and you have enemies and friends. Okay. It has been brought to our attention from being these certain individuals that you are constantly in trustee sought. There's a lot of people that's trying to make you liable trustee out here for everything. So what you need first is July 8th, 2012. If you hear it after this, date and time, so that they can't even claim the time. Attuned, the Most High, 1:56 a.m. You need a disclaimer. First and foremost, draft up your disclaimer. Memorize your disclaimer. My disclaimer is in effect and all penalties are included. A disclaimer is another word for reservation of rights. Yeah, they told you all rights reserved. I reserve all my rights. But you didn't understand that was your disclaimer. And then the judge or whoever just keep going over you. You don't even realize that you disclaimed already. What does all rights reserve? I reserve my right not to be adhered to a contract knowing that I didn't enter into knowingly, willingly, and voluntarily. But you saying you reserve your rights. You think, but the whole thing, without you knowing the etymology and different synonyms for words, that's a disclaimer. When someone is trying to enforce a trust on you, you have between 3 and 10 days to disclaim. Because again, in life, there's a lot of breaches to your trust that's occurring again. So, in any trust situation, there's always a disclaimer period that is allowed for someone to reject the adhesion or offer to some type of performance or contract. So now, I want to see how long it takes for you to all to have a disclaimer. Because if you're out here without a disclaimer, you're out here without a reservation of rights, you will, by default, be converted into a trustee that is liable for performance, and you will be punished if you do not perform because you have taken the legal title, and there is someone coming to enforce the delivery to a beneficiary for equity title. I yield the floor.
It's your boy Al Styles.
The trendsetter.
My bad, Al Shine. I got you. You in the building. Putting on for VA.
The trendsetter.
I do it for my city. I do it for my state. I do it for those lovers. I do it for those who hate. 2 up, 2 down. 2 up, 2 down. 2 up, 2 down. 2 up, 2 down. I do it for my city. I do it for my state. I do it for those lovers. I do it for those who hate. 2 up, 2 down. 2 up, 2 down. 2 up, 2 down. 2 up, 2 down. 2 up, 2 down, reppin' it. Every day I'm reppin' it. You see it on top of my motherfucking fitted. You get it, I'm on my shit. Every day I'm on my shit. This shit is nothing, I love to spit. Nigga, I will never quit. I gotta win, I get it in. 2 up, 2 down. If you don't know, you know now. Every day I get around. From city to city, Newport News, Hampton, Suffolk, Portsmouth, Norfolk, Bad Beach. In these streets, nigga, that's where you can find me. I'm out here grinding, real niggas behind me. Up front, nothing less, money, I'm unimpressed. No sleep, no rest, I be my best, I give him my all, always ball. VA on the wall, what you say, we out here. VA is what I'm about here. What I'm about here, 2 up and 2 down. VA, I'm always gonna motherfucking hold it down. I do it for my city.